Noles All Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling. Welcome to Noles All Access, where we take you inside Florida State athletics. I'm Jay Sutton, and today, head coach Chris POOLE talks about the continued success of the volleyball program and his outlook on the season. Then, we'll hear the story of how goalkeeper Caroline Jeffers found her way to Tallahassee and a national title. Later, the 2019 Hall of Fame inductees reflect on their careers at Florida State. All that and much more is up ahead on Noles All Access.
Very first point, all right? You're playing hard. Very first point, we start off, okay? So we know what we want to do, so let's go out and take care of this. Cover. Everybody needs to do their job, making sure the block is lined up properly, make sure defensively we're getting good touches. All the little things, guys. I want you to be better at all the little things right now. Push right now. We need to come alive and push. Let them get ahead there early, so it's whether you can fight all the way to the end to get yourself back into it. Every point matters, every rally matters, every coverage, every blown block, okay? Come on, let's go, guys. Come back right now. We need to finish it right now. We don't want to mess around here. We need to finish it in this set, okay?
Billiard from the outside, misses the back line, and a hard-fought battle goes by way of the Seminoles. They win the match with a fourth set win, 25-22.
Coach, congratulations on getting off to a strong start this season.
No, the season has been great so far. I mean, we from the very beginning, we knew that we had a team that could be very special this year. We lost a lot of seniors back a couple of years ago, and when that happens, you have to completely reload again. And so these young players have been the ones on the court providing the kind of leadership and the production that we've needed. Got a great mixture of older players and younger players, and they have really bought into what we're trying to do right now.
And you talk about reloading, and part of that was getting a transfer from West Virginia and Peyton Caffrey. Can you talk about her impact on the team, what she means to the team?
Peyton has made a great impact for us. She's a great offensive player. She's extremely competitive, and people can see that when she's out there playing, and has just done a really nice job of leading us on the court. She is someone that we know we can go to under pressure, and she thrives on pressure. And so I think that's really helped us a lot to have her out there and know that she's providing some leadership for a lot of young players.
And you talk about leadership. Taryn Knuth, we know what she provides to the team from a production standpoint, but can you talk about her as a leader and a captain on this team?
Taryn is absolutely the tremendous, perfect student athlete. She's a great student. She's a great role model off the court, but then she obviously is a great player on the court. #1 in the country right now in blocks per set, and she leads us by example all the time. And so we're very proud of what she's been able to do for us. She was the #9 player in the country when she came out, so it was a huge statement in her making a decision to come here, and has been part of this resurgence and rebuilding of a program that has been very good, but needed to reload once we lost as many seniors as we did.
Coach, this program has been very good, and you are now in your 12th season, and you've managed to lead this team to 10 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. Can you talk about that and how you've been able to be so successful for so long?
You know, I think a lot has to do with just, we're very blessed. I think the good Lord has looked after me and He's helped me in a lot of different situations. But, you know, for us, we know that every team has a different identity, but we go into the same mindset every season that we have a certain expectation and we put a bar at a certain place and we say this is going to be our minimum bar and this is what we've got to do. And the girls go out and again, on and off the court, it's so important. The little things are important in being successful. If you're not doing the little things, the big things will be hard. And so I think the girls have bought into that, and it's made them a much better team.
And you've also made a consistent effort to play a tough schedule, one of the toughest schedules in the country. Do you think that that has helped lead to the program's growth as well?
You know, I'm a big believer that you play early the best teams that you can play, because you need to be able to set the example for your team on what it's going to take to be successful that year. And so by playing the tough competition, you're going to lose some, and you recognize that, but you know that your team is having to work as hard as they can to try to get the win. By doing that, as the season progresses, we know what our weaknesses are, we know what we need to work on, and then we come back in and we train every day to get better.
This year, what can this team improve on, continue to improve on, so that they can make another tournament run and maybe go a little deeper this time?
You know, I think last year we ran into a very good Florida team in that first round. There's no doubt that we were capable of going further, but we really broke up whenever we got into that match. And so I think that's been a motivating factor for the team. I know that we've got a lot of talent returning, so I think that's going to help us a lot going into this next postseason. We've been successful in preseason with some of the matches that we've played that we let slip away last year. So it's just a little bit of a different team. It's a team that I think is built a little bit better to go a little deeper, and our production has already made our ranking to where it's much better right now. Our RPI is in the top 20, and we feel like that can continue to rise as we go through the season.
Thanks again, Coach, and we hope that the team can stay motivated and have another strong playoff run. Stick around, because we have much more coming up right here on Noles All Access.
Move the ball position back just a little bit. I do want to see how the putter stroke looks in terms of its path. I want to see the consistency to it. This is software technology that we use to measure and collect data for the putting skill. The company is Science in Motion, we call it SAM for short. It shows us characteristics from how the face works through impact, the putter's tempo back and through the putt. Open, 0, 1, 2. Now we're cooking. It shows us 3D, how the actual putter is swinging as well. So what we did was an extended measurement, so that was 10 putts. Every single putt goes back great, but that's the one we're after, that third putt.
That probably comes from going more to the left.
Correct.
If I took it more down the line, it'd probably get
Exactly. It's going to hold it more stable and square. Yeah.
I just keep working on the right things and not get too crazy with it.
That's the best I've seen the ball roll.
That felt
A little pushy.
straight.
In any sport, the road to a national championship rarely travels a straight line. For Florida State goalkeeper Caroline Jeffers, the journey to the mountaintop was a complicated one. Transferring from East Carolina after her redshirt freshman season, the Windermere, Florida native arrived at a familiar place.
My grandparents live in Tallahassee. My mom grew up here, so it's kind of what I know. So I decided to come back here.
She came in willing to learn and just be accepted by the team. Normally, people come in and they're kind of nervous and seeing if people come up to them, and she just kind of hopped right into conversations, and it was very easy to like her.
After sustaining a devastating ankle injury in a game back home, Jeffers sat out the entire 2017 season in Tallahassee. It was during that first season when she established friendships that have changed her college experience.
I was really nervous, honestly, to come here because I didn't know how the team would be, but they were so welcoming, and I made my best friends being here.
She's always asking about your family and if you're okay, if you seem down that day. She always is bringing everyone in the team together and trying to keep it a very happy atmosphere.
Berkeley returned to action last year with the defender playing in every game of the season. In Jeffers' case, it was a season-ending injury to Brooke Bollinger in the ACC championship game that gave her shot. It was right there and then that Jeffers made her case to teammates, coaches, and opponents that she'd be a force to be reckoned with at FSU.
She walked into a situation that was really difficult, and she thrived in that. So, you know, history would tell that she has experience now in a very pressure-filled situation, and she came through with flying colors last year.
When Brooke went down and Caroline came in, she was calm, cool, and collected, and just ready for the role, even being thrown in such short notice, not really having warmed up. She came in and was like, okay, let's go. Like, it's still the game, still time to focus.
And what a win by Florida State.
By the time she was standing in goal versus North Carolina in the national final, Jeffers already held the previous 3 championship-winning programs to 1 combined goal. Against the winningest school in NCAA women's soccer history, the moment was never too big for her. A champion was crowned.
The Florida State Seminole.
To be honest, I just started crying because it was just like the best moment ever, and like just hugging all my teammates was like amazing. We worked so hard, and the fact that it all paid off in the end was the best. They knew like how much I had been through, and the fact that like I was able to step in and help our team win just meant so much to us as a family.
Caroline Jeffers went from the bleachers to the anchor of a national championship team. This season, the target on her back will be an unfamiliar challenge that she believes she can overcome.
The fact that we have a lot of the returning players from last year, and our heart and our intensity that we play with, and knowing that we've been down before but we were able to win it all last year, just gives us all the hope in the world.
As Seminole soccer navigates a 2019 season that has featured many close matches, they will rely on Jeffers, a strategy that so far has proven unstoppable. I'm Thomas Martinez for Noles All Access.
Hey there, Seminole fans. I'm Keenan Scott, here to bring you a look at the week ahead in Florida State athletics. The Noles will hit the ground running this Friday at the 2019 FSU Invitational cross-country meet at Appalachia Regional Park. The day begins with Florida State's men's squad competing in the 8K, immediately followed by the women's 5K. Also on Friday, Florida State volleyball continues to battle in ACC play, traveling to face the NC State Wolfpack in Raleigh at 7 p.m. They'll also square off against the Tar Heels in Chapel Hill this Sunday at 12 p.m. Coming off a bye week, Florida State football will travel to South Carolina this Saturday to play the defending national champion Clemson Tigers at Memorial Stadium. It's sure to be a high-stakes game, so be sure to tune in and cheer on the team. And come out to support the women's soccer team as they host the Virginia Cavaliers. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. at the Seminole Soccer Complex. That's your look at the weekend ahead in Seminole sports. I'm Keaton Scott for Noles All Access.
It's going to be an exciting season. We have a really big number of girls and really good quality. We're deeper than we've ever been in FSU history, so there's no reason we can't be amazing this year.
Coach Kelly Phillips is entering her 5th season, making this season's team roster her very own, bringing the team together as one.
My job was to bring the 2 teams together because we were 2 separate teams, and then your next mission is you're here to win a national title.
For the first time since their first NCAA cross-country championship in 2014, the team returned to regionals last year, winning back their national ranking.
Winning regionals last year for us was kind of our goal. Positive, negative, the downside of it, once we did that, we just kind of went to nationals and just went there to be happy that we were there. And this year, that's kind of an unacceptable goal. So this year, we expect to be top 2. Obviously, we want to win at regionals, but our real goal is to be top 10 at nationals, and there's no reason we can't be that.
Perhaps no student athlete appreciates that regional win more than Megan Mooney, the 4-year Seminole veteran and one of Coach Phillips' first recruits to the Seminole family.
Regionals last year, that was one of my favorite days of my college career. I'd say it was just so happy, like the tears of joy type of happy. I'll never forget that day, and I really hope we can make that happen again this year.
Last season, everything just seemed to fall into place for international student Maudie Skyring. Her 2nd year saw her consistently finishing among the Noles' top 3. and she was Florida State's #2 finisher at the NCAA championship.
This year we obviously have the goal to go to nationals again, but we want to achieve something at nationals. So I think this year we're working even harder. We've got big goals set, and yeah, we don't just want to make it to nationals, we want to be a top 10 team, maybe even a top 5 team.
With those goals in mind for the 2019 season, the entire women's cross-country team will have a major part in making the top 10 national team in the U.S. become a reality.
74, 75 for that group. You guys are 76. As a coach, you're no different than you are as an athlete. You know, no matter what the goal is, whatever the mission is, once you achieve it, there's the next one, and you like this relentless pursuit of greatness. And no matter how well they do, like, I want more next time. And as they will say, like, you know, you always know you did a great job when you get a hug from Coach Kelly.
Sophomore Elizabeth Thunderberg is also looking to accomplish even more this season.
She was kind of a senior as a freshman, if that makes sense. You know, oftentimes your freshman year, you're kind of telling them what college careers are like and what it means to be big time and how to get there. But she came in already expecting to be the best.
Coach Kelly right now, she's driving into us the goals and trying to keep us focused and with the mindset of like the end of the season.
As the season keeps building momentum, the women's cross-country team is ready to make another run to nationals. I'm JACQUELYN KISIC for Noles All Access.
Coming up, we celebrate the newest members of the FSU Hall of Fame.
Your 2018 NCAA Division I Women's Soccer National Champions, the Florida State Seminoles.
With so much talent that FSU has to offer, one might wonder how FSU can even choose who belongs in the Athletic Hall of Fame. But every year, that's exactly what the committee does, selecting the most inspiring that FSU has to offer. This year's All-Star Ensemble includes 4-year letter winner Mickey Dillard, 4-time All-American golfer Carolyn Westrup, former starting quarterback and college football coach Rick Stockstill, and legendary FSU baseball coach Mike Martin.
To be in the Hall of Fame at Florida State is so exciting because you're talking about being in the same fraternity with Charlie Ward, Dave Cowens, just to name 2. And it's just an exciting night for me. One of those nights that I'm sure I'll always remember.
I actually started crying on the call because Florida State has meant a lot to me. I'm from Sweden originally, and it was my home from home.
It's a tremendous honor. I'm humbled by it because it's something that I wasn't aspiring to attain. I just wanted to win and win championships.
Each inductee reflected on what they learned as a Seminole and how those lessons translated to life beyond the garnet and gold.
What I learned, what I took from Florida State is Coach Bowden. Coach Bowden is the greatest coach, not football coach, the greatest coach of all time. And I learned so much from him, not only from a coaching standpoint, but just how to lead your life.
Remember rule number 1, never quit. They taught me hard work, perseverance, goals, and humility. And all of those things have served me in the private sector, in my career, with my family, and it's something that I lean on every single day.
The Florida State Athletic Hall of Fame is hallowed ground on the FSU campus, celebrating the legacy, tradition, and values that come from participating in Seminole athletics. The new 2019 inductees bestowed their wisdom onto current athletes, offering advice for the next generation who seek to carry on the torch.
Your education while you're here, never take it for granted. That's going to be your foundation for your life long after your basketball career is over with.
Have your own plan. Obviously you have role models that you look up to, and I think that's big to have, but still have your own path and your own way of doing things.
The athlete of today needs to understand they have a personality. That personality must be theirs. They can't try to be somebody else. They've got to go out there and work hard to get better.
Be the best you can be every day. There's no greater judge than the mirror. And when you look in that mirror before you go to bed, if you're honest and you ask yourself, was I better today than I was yesterday? Then you'll be successful in life.
I'm Keenan Scott for Noles All Access.
We would also like to congratulate 2 other Hall of Fame inductees. FSU's only 4-time All-American in cross country, Susan Kiken, as well as first-team All-American baseball player, Dick Nichols. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week on Noles All Access. Noles All Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling.